Welcome to Graphtopia, where we go shoot up the countryside. And we also manage a mega factory. Now around here somewhere was a strange, there it is, strange creature. And I don't know what it is.
Things on. Yay, train track is fully supported. You're streaming this strange creature. Nah, I'm stuck in an ad. Red Bull gives me wings. Also without sugar. What is this? Oh yeah, Tetris. The movie Tetris is coming out. Oh, that thing. That's the thing that replaces Fluffy. I can't remember what game it's from. It's from a game that Snook's obsessed with, or was obsessed with. He's not a bird. It's from some game. But I can't for the life of me remember what game. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's from some game that Snoot loved, and it's just there. You might have to look it up on the wiki.
My goodness, the spiders killed it.
Spider came out and killed one. Can I buy what I need to do the rest of this? Damn it. I can't buy those?
This is the strangest creature I've ever seen. It bites too.
What haven't I unlocked in here that could be potentially causing me some issues? Well, nothing really. The fart made you jump. Remy, you farted. Do you feel better? Feel better?
Well, it's leaving hog remains, so
I think
must be an April Fool's Day hog.
You fell asleep playing Minecraft? I don't understand that. Minecraft's pretty boring. I feel a little better. We need to start more. Oh, he's in jail. 400. This is why we have these things in here. But we can't buy those. Are you serious? Oh, is that because we've done it the wrong way around? We should have done nuclear first. Alright, we'll do it the other way around. We need computers, we need more cables and heavy ponds. More heavy mods. And cable.
Thought I heard something scurrying around, but anyway, that was fun.
Yeah, it's an April Fool's fluffy hog, but I can't remember what creature it is.
That's a rock, isn't it?
I have no idea, thinking.
Well, that's what it is. It's an April Fool's Day hole. So there you go. Caterfly told us. So it must be true. But I don't see any more around. There was a couple more here, but I could see them in the dark because they were lighting up before I started streaming. But they either disappeared or I killed them. Okay, well that's fun. I was actually looking for doggos, but that'll do. Used to be a doggo over here. I tamed him, but then he disappeared, so I came over to see if he was back. And found these funny April Fool's hogs. Why's everything red over here? Why are my lights red? I didn't turn these lights to red. This is the same as the other place had all these red lights. Look at that. And what's more, the night light's turned off. What's Fix-It doing to me? Do I have to go around everywhere and turn all these silly things off? Turn my night lights back again, on again? Yeah, there's one up there too, look, way up there. Gone red. Used to be hogs down here. Don't see anything. must be hogs everywhere. We'll go up and turn the red light off, shall we? What's this say? This says blue. Oop. Why wasn't that down here? Red. And the light was turned off. Interesting. And my elevator must have been at the top because it came down and it scrunched me. That's a rock. Used to be lots of hogs over here, but not so much anymore. Just a giant hole in the ground. What's that over there? Hey, that's Mr. Bean. That's a baby bean. Doom. The bean population are having babies. Uh-oh. There's one of those creatures. Uh-oh, he spotted me. Must be a hog. Yeah, now he's leaving a hide now. The first one, I couldn't find a hide on the first one I killed. No wonder I was confused. Baby beans and strange April Fool hogs. What's that, limestone? They look like little spiders, don't they, when they're small? Where does this go? Nowhere. I seem to have power poles everywhere now. Well, not everywhere, but you know what I mean. They're all over the place. Whoop, there's another one. A strange looking creature. They're dead. It's funny how you don't seem to be as scared as those as hogs. Well, I'm not anyway. Plasma spitters. Only one. That copper over there. Didn't know that was there. There's a mini bean over there. Whoa. How's my Satisfactory going? Doing anything? Whoops, wrong way. Oh, holy Toledo. What's my doggo been eating? You've been getting into the power. The size of him now. Can I pet him? Nope. Sassy, what have you been doing? What have you got for me? Hello. Disappeared. He's so big. He's disappeared. He just miraculously went upstairs. Holy cow. Oh, there he is. My goodness. You'll never get out of here alive, will you? My goodness gracious me. He's sitting down. He's having a scratch. You got fleas on, old buddy. Eh? My goodness gracious. Oh dear, what a fix it's been doing. And obviously not fixing the game. They're playing around. Very quiet. I'll have to sink some stators and get this factory working again. Look at them all just sitting there. Can I sit on the belt and move along? Even though the stators aren't? Guess I can. Saves me running. Wow, now I've seen them all. The giant doggo, the tiny little Mr. Bean baby, hogs that look like I don't know what. A solid wall here. We just need every second wall. Save on the timber. There's no screws coming down the reinforced iron plate line. I set that up yesterday to go and have a look. They're not doing much. Are we overflowing with water again? Got too much water. I've got this bottler going at 175. I'll ramp him up to 200%. Trouble is, I don't know what happens at the other end. Bauxite mine will get drowned. Anyway, I was going over to the reinforced iron plate factory to see why there's no screws coming into the main factory. Ouch. Oops. Now we've got plenty of iron ore. Why is everything stopped? Because I've got too many reinforced iron plates. And this is where the screws join the queue. But they're not getting through. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh no, anything goes that way. Yeah, you can see that. Can you see them there? No, you can't. Why aren't they in there? I'm full, I can't take any more out. I need to take 7. Well, the screws are there, waiting to be shipped with the reinforced iron plates. They're not going in there, are they? No. That's just storage. Doesn't go anywhere. And this one's just a buffer. They go upstairs to make something else, which I can't remember what it was. Oh, okay, modular frames. There you go. A whole bunch of modular frames not going anywhere. Got 44. You can take 6. Anyway. Reinforced iron plates and screws come from there. But I'm not using them at the moment, so look at the size of my head. Got a giant head. Look at that. I think the helmet's too big for me, or I've got a giant head, one of the two. That one always grabs me. Okay. Reinforced iron plate. Did they go into the storage in level 6? Reinforced. See, I'm only sending the important stuff that takes a long time to make. Reinforced iron plates. As you saw, there's hundreds of them, but whatever it is that they use for it is not... Wow! Let me off. They're the reinforced iron plates. Nope, left without me. Got to have your feet on the elevator, otherwise it leaves you behind. Can't remember what uses them. Reinforced plate. Somewhere in here there's reinforced plate. There's motors and screws. That's where the screws are supposed to come from. Go in and join the queue. Don't need any. There's rubber and plastic. Smart plating. There's none in there. Why do we have no smart plating? Rubber, smart plating. There's a belt there. Underneath the screws, it goes over there, and it runs along there. And then it comes up there. Oop, went without me again. Now it comes down there into here. Smart plating. That takes reinforced iron plate. And it's making some, but where are they going? Smart plating's an output. Oh, the reinforced iron plate come in here. Smart plating goes out. Oh, it goes up. Supposedly it goes up. I thought that came from, whoa. One just went up there. What's going on? Smart plating going everywhere, but it's not going anywhere. That's making smart plating all on its own. Why is that there? There's screws with no floor hole. no floor hole. But at least they're moving. They come out of there. Go up there. Then they go along there and then they go up there. So we need a floor hole there. I don't think you can't put them in while the thing's there. You have to disassemble it. Because you can't put it on. Yep. So if I do this, it's got to go on the grill, that side, but half and half there. Is that right? Yeah. And it comes from down there. 2 floors down. Something's using a lot of screws. Autosave. Really? Oh, I can't put that in until I put the floor hole in. And that's there. That's 6. Comes down here. And we go down here. Where is it? There. And it's got to connect into there. Should I leave that? I think I should fix it. It seems to be working. But I don't trust it. Yes, the busyness of the factory is playing up with the audio. And if I play music, it's even worse. Oh, maybe not. Where it goes. There. Well, at least something's using screws. These aren't. But I was chasing the reinforced iron plate. That can go. That music can go. Okay, the reinforced iron plates from the factory. I really should be watching my stream, shouldn't I? Watching for visitors, but I don't think I've got any. No, just me on my own. Okay, so they come in here, or they come out of here, and they go over there. That's what I set up the other day, and then they go up here, and they go up there. Oh, they move occasionally. Now, where are they? Everything else but. What's that there? No, motors. Oh, look at that. Cooling systems. Stators. Everything here. Oh, there they are. They come out here. And they scoot along here and around here and go into all these things. They split every which way. Uh-oh. Did I see what I saw? There's a bunch of screws in there. They're not supposed to be there. That's why that stopped. Somehow screws snuck in. There's another one there. While I was setting this up. I've got a smart splitter downstairs to stop the screws getting into here, but they did, and they've blocked up these two. Look at that. Can't get them out. You have to do a delete to get the screws out. Look at that. That's why they weren't moving. They are now, look. Going like little rockets. See, it holds 100. And this one here that. This is the trouble when you put things on one belt. You don't want your smart splitter mucking up. That's 240%. What's this one? I wonder why they were 240%. 4.8 a minute. $5 a minute's a better idea. And what's this one doing? Modular frames. And it's got no reinforced iron plate. Well, there it is. We've got the same problem. There's screws stuck in there somewhere. Oh, now I've got too much stuff. Let's have a look. So get rid of all these animal bits. Give me some room. I won't get rid of that. Yeah, see, there was one screw in it. What am I going to do with that? No, I'll have to throw that away too. No, I was going to throw that away. That one. Throw that away. Okay, so now I'm going to put this back. No conveyor holes there either. Oh, there's one for that one, none for this one. Oh no, that's a part of it. It's just scraping past the light fitting. Okay, so that's back to making modular frames. Get rid of that. I need the room. Well, that explains why that line wasn't moving at all. This is it here. It's starting to move now. Now here's where they come in from the factory, from the remote factory, and then they go into that one, and this one here is what you see when you look at the smart splitter. It says screws out the front, reinforce out on the right. See, so reinforced. I'm out of quartz. Oh my goodness. No quartz. Got everything else but quartz. Anyway, hopefully screws will come along and solve the problem. See, they were hogs. They're April Fool's hogs. Now I've got 4 bins free. That can go. And what did I say? I was out of quartz crystals. Let's see if I got any quartz crystals up here. Quartz crystals. They'll be over here. Along here somewhere. That'll do. Now I can't remember what level I was on. 2? I always forget to look. It says 2. No, it's not this level. Must be the next one. 3. Wasn't 1, was it? Yeah, I don't remember seeing computers, and I'm looking at computers now. It must have been 1. Get out of the way. I keep thinking 1 is ground floor, but it's not. No? Wrong again. This is where they came in. Was it not? Hello? Hello? What's on top of me? A belt. Yeah, the down one. Down one. On the ground floor. What does that say? Nothing. No wonder I didn't know where I was. Ah, here we are. So there's our reinforced iron plates. I'm going to put 1 there. I'm going to put 1 there. And I'm going to put on here. You guessed it. So they are still reinforced? Yes. reinforced. And this will be why waste a capital S? Screws. So if they're both empty, you can just read that. And when you come around here, out around here, they're the plates coming out. That's the screws. Should have copied one, shouldn't I? It's a pretty simple layout anyway. Oh, save the S's. So the plate's coming out, but there's no screws coming through. Will they be coming anytime soon? Ah, there's some. There they are. They're getting close. Ooh, they're almost here. Here they come. Getting close. See the problems here? If one doesn't go really quickly, the other one doesn't either. They proceed at the rate of the slowest one. Well, I suppose it's better than none. So where do the screws go? They go around here and they go up there. Oh well, it's better than none. They're going somewhere at least. There, let's go. At least it's moving now. It was stuck because of those boxes of screws in the wrong hole. Nighttime approaches. Well, I've seen everything today. I've seen giant doggos. I've seen baby beans. Strange looking April Fool's hogs. It's been a real treat. They slowed the sky down. The stars don't seem to be moving as fast as they usually do. Maybe not. Now, how's my motors going? Because I'm sinking a whole bunch of motors at the moment. I put in a hyper tube so I don't use it. It's got a twisty in it. I don't know why it's got a twisty like that. Because I want motors coming from my motor factory. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, I didn't notice that was empty. Why is that one empty? Oh, there's only one. There's two freight platforms, but I'm using this one. There you go. So these motors are going all the way up into the main factory, and then when they get up to storage, they come back down and they get sunk. Oh, what a life. How many motors? I've got 42. Well, I might as well have 50 as 42. Let's make some more. No, I don't really need any more colour cartridges, do I? Finish painting the floor. Let's see. Q for you. Goodbye, get me some motors. Trains going everywhere. Sometimes there's spiders here. Uh-oh. No, that's limestone. No Christmas spiders? These April Fool's Day spiders? Yes, there is. But they just look like the normal ugly looking things. What's he got in his mouth? That's just their mouth. Weird creatures. You're dead. And you're dead. That was easy. You want more? You want some lead? You want some lead, do you? At least I can pick it up now when it's on the node. When things died on the node in the past, you couldn't pick up their hide. I don't know how much hide a spider has. Is there another one? What am I hearing? Oh, baby bean. Isn't that weird? There's another spider here somewhere. There he is. Pick up limestone. I don't want to pick up limestone. I want to shoot my gun. I've got to reload. Was that somebody came in? I heard a noise. Oh, it's just stream stickers. Pando playing around. Okay, kill the spider. Not really kill. Any more? It's a bird. No more? that all I get? Okay. I think they're about the closest creatures to my factory. Where's the Thoris taken my Explorer vehicle to? Here it is down here. Is he still here? Uh-oh, look at this. He's got a fat head. That's what I look like. Except I can't find a mirror in this whole world to be able to look at myself. See what I wrote? Here sits Atheris, broken-hearted but full of coffee. I should get a screenshot of that, but I've already got one of the creature. Let's see if I can put that somewhere and get another one. Where's I can't remember where Snippet puts the pictures. Let me see. It's not on the desktop. Recent files. You have to go to. Maybe you got to go to snip and sketch. Snip now. I've already snipped one. Where is it? Windows snip, full screen snip. No, that's new. Where's the one I took before without starting? Where do they go? That is the question. First time chat from Midnight Phobia. Welcome, Mr. Midnight. Oh, okay. You were Caterflies raving with a party of 33. Holy moly. I didn't think that many people would ever want to watch Caterfly. Hey, thinking speck. Amazing. Well, I am thrilled to think that Caterfly thought of me. I'm just trying to find a picture here. You can't see it, but it's one I snipped earlier. What's that one? No, that's not it. I think I lost it. What's that one? Oh, that's the one I just looked at. Sorry, folks, this is boring, but I snapped a picture, and now I can't find it. What's that one? No, that's not it either. Well, it said recent files, and so I guess there's nothing there. Where else would it have gone? Into downloads? Documents? No, I think I've lost it. Pictures. There's nothing in my camera roll. Saved pictures, there's nothing in my saved pictures. What's in the unknown album? No, that's not it either. Well, I don't know where it went. But there's nothing. Get back into the game. There's Atheris with a big head. It's hysterical. So if I do Windows Shift S and I pick out Atheros, save the clipboard. Oh, I thought so. So that's saved the other picture now. I mean, I've lost the other picture because it's on the clipboard. Okay. So if I, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm not a big Windows supporter. If I go to, where could I go? How do I get this out of the clipboard? Somebody tell me. If I go to Snip and Sketch, can I go New and paste it in? No. Any idea? Come on, there's 24 of you. One of you must have used Snip and whatever it's called. Snip and Sketch. Scroll down the menu. Snip now. No, I don't want to snip now. What else can I do? What are you trying to do? No, that's why I'm asking. You know, if you're using Windows, you get Snip and Sketch. Well, I snipped a shot of Atheros here, or Atheros as he likes to be called, and it's in my clipboard, so I need to get it into something. What have I got? Say again. I've snipped the picture of Atheros here with his fat head, and it's on my clipboard. So now I've got to put it somewhere, otherwise it just gets lost. So, media player. No, what's that? What's that Windows program that you can paint? Here we are, paint. Just use F11 or 12 for stream photo. Really? Oh, Steam photo. Oh, I see. You can do it through Steam. Well, if I do it through Paint, why doesn't Paint work? Where is it? Oh, there it is. New. Can I just paste? Ah, there it is. I just pasted it into Paint. All right, so I've got it in Paint. So now I can save it. Save as an image, and I'll put it in Save Pictures, shall I? And I'll call it Atheros big head with his, oops, that's not an O, that's an O. Save as a 2D PNG. Atheros with a big head. Do you want to save your work? I just did. Go away now. You're just being annoying. Okay, let's get back into see, there's Atheros with a big head. Look at the size of it. He's all head and no body. Annabelle, thank you for following and welcome. My friendly raccoon is saying welcome as well. You like the head? You like head? Oh, I'd say, yeah, well, there's a head. This is Thoris. He visits my world occasionally, so I'd have to sign for him. It's Thoris, broken-hearted, but he's now full of coffee. Maybe he'll come back one day and move. It's a pumpkin. A few minutes ago. Yeah, welcome everybody, if you didn't hear me the first time. Now, because it's April 1 here, there's some creatures that are doing funny things. I'll see if I can find one for you. There was a Mr. Bean over here, you know the giant four-legged creature. Well, there's one over the other side of my factory. So we'll go over there. My washing machine came as you raided and I got lost. Oh, okay. Well, over here somewhere. I'm in Australia, I'm in Sydney, and that's the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Okay? So, if anyone interested, that's my rendition of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Of course, the real one's a bit more complicated, but yeah, that'll do. Now, over here, I was looking for doggos. And if you're from Catafly's stream, you would have seen the giant doggo, so I won't show you that. But all my hogs have turned into these creatures. Oh, look, a train. Ah! And I don't know if there's any more left over here, probably not. I tried to take a picture of them, but I had it in the clipboard apparently. And now I've lost it, so I don't know if any more have spawned. But the spiders were killing them, so that didn't help either. Giant doggos are huge. There's one in my Satisfactory, and he was running around on the ground floor, and he was so big he ended up on the first floor. He sort of melded through the ceiling into the floor above. Now I can't see over it. I think I killed them all. I'm cruel like that. No, there's no more here. Spiders ate them. You're a Melbourneite. Do you know what the first name for Melbourne was? I only found this out today. Bit of trivia. Before it was called Melbourne, for 2 years it was called something else. It's true. It was not always Melbourne. No, it wasn't called Nard. There's no hogs down here either, so I can't show you. Oh, there's usually some hogs down here somewhere. So there's a trivia question. You can find it easily on Google. I didn't know. What's this? You wake up early for nothing. Oh dear. You can't go back to sleep? Some nice hot chocolate usually calms me down when I'm unsleepable. Is that a word? Not real smart. Okay. I believe you. I'm getting a bit far from the factory here, aren't I? I know where there's spiders. They're over in a cave over there. But there used to be hogs around this water geyser. See, when you're looking for hogs, you can't find them. When you don't want them, they come up and bite you in the bum. What if I go down? Will that, on the ground, will that encourage them to spawn? Anybody for a hot bath? Whoa. Rusting my gun. There's a cave over here. What's that? Oh, bird. Look, it's hidden. See, it's hidden by these branches. I'll probably find some giant jumping spiders in here. No, nothing in here. Nope. Nothing here today. But how's that, eh? They've hidden it with ivy. I shouldn't be running around here without my... Oop. Look, see? Something's killed it. Something's killed the hog. Why can't I pick it up? Because it's on the... Because it's on the outcrop. Can't select it. Wash Your Dry showed up with 2 blueberry guys. Stalled in no time. Piece of cake. I think you're in slightly the wrong country. Yeah, I've already got a dry fix, but well, I want that. You're dead. Well, there's no hogs here. I can't show you their funny April Fool's shape. They wouldn't even install yours. You had to install it yourself. But they took your old one. That's always an advantage. Open sesame. There's a cave over here too. Wonder what strange creatures live in here. Probably die. Used to be full of spiders. I don't think there's any spiders today. There's bats. No, I need my jetpack. I've been building my factory out so much that it's almost covered up this cave here. It's actually hanging over it. There used to be a Mr. Bean. Here he is. Here's Mr. Bean. Look. What a fearsome creature. He's about the size of... Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Look at the size of him. He's just the size of a football. Or the baby bean. That's what I'm calling him anyway. Baby bean, not baby shark. Boing. Okay, enough of the frivolity and mirth. So this is my factory. Well, that's part of it. yeah, you know, you've heard the song, Baby Shark. I think I got it here somewhere. Can't I hear it? Can you hear it? Oh, that's right, I was playing it the other day. And I kept playing it over and over and over again because I couldn't hear it. And someone said, stop it, I'm sick of it. And I thought, well, I can't hear it. Because I'm actually on a different screen, so I don't hear the output. What a bummer. Can anyone tell me if they heard Baby Shark when I played it? Cannabelle, did you hear it? Because you love Baby Shark. It doesn't cost you anything. I think it's free. Oh, okay. And I think Spec can hear it. Great, because I can't, so. I have to hear it on other people's streams. Okay, so to service this area, I've got a lot of train stations. Never going to give you up. I don't think I have that one. This is my 7-story high factory. And I have elevators. I love my elevators. I only have one mod and this is it. Look at that, isn't that beauty to behold? This is my storage level, where everything comes up here. And a bunch of other songs that are famously annoying. Well, only if you play them too much, then they're not annoying. So if you want something, you've got to come here to level 6, and you can pick up all these goodies. Because I have goodies everywhere. Motors, automated wiring. I got so many goodies, it's not funny. Can't get rid of it fast enough. Oh, I'm reducing that down at the moment because I've got too many. But it's good to see that it's actually going down because you've hidden the containers. Yeah, they're industrial size. You can go in here if you're really desperate. You can go. Oh, my frame rate just died. You can go in here, and you can see the back of them if you want to do that. but they're all in here. Well, not all of them, but all the high-end ones are here. Things like concrete and the basics, iron plate and that don't come up here. But all the end products like nuclear pasta, you'll have to wait till my frame rate settles down. And all that, they're all here. Let's get out of here. And I have this intermediary level where I can sink anything that's in those containers. And they're here, you see. At the moment I'm sinking motors and encased industrial beams. These are all slowly going to the sink. And if I wanted to get rid of, for instance, nuclear pasta, I can just turn on this smart splitter here and say, let it go through. And then nuclear pasta would join the queue. So I only just did this recently, sort of an intermediary level. And so I can empty all the industrial beams if I want to. I was sinking batteries the other day until I ran out of batteries, but I've stopped doing that. So anything that builds up, I can, oh come on, frame rate, come back. It's hard enough seeing at my speed, let alone yours. What are you getting, a frame a minute? That's scary. See, I can run down here and you see nothing but the end one. Boom, boom. Come on, frame rate. I don't know why it does this. Maybe my graphics card is overheating. No. I've got a giant fan on it. Let's turn the air conditioner on. Might be getting a bit stifling in here. It's only a small room, and I've got the door shut because of the rest of the noise in the house. This is of no interest. I don't know if that solved it or what, but yeah, we're back. Anyway, that's where all the stuff can go if I so desire it. Crystal oscillators, cable, sheet, rods, casings, quick wire. All this can just be switched on and it all just goes down the sink like rotors. Here they come. They're all going down to the sink. I planned this so well that there's no room to run a belt through here, so I had to put it on the outside. Real smart. But this was an afterthought, it wasn't planned. That's why it's a bit of a botch up, but anyway, it works. And I just got that going in the last day or so. So I can keep the factory going by sending it to the sink. And there's a sink here. I need to put anything to that sink. Like if I wanted to get rid of some concrete, I could throw it in there. And the sink is in that building there. And there goes the concrete, see? Goes into that building. And that's where my master sink is. All the concrete. Yeah, there's no glass wall holes, unfortunately. Wow, got 153 coupons. That's what you get when you sink stuff. Not that I need them. Now I've got no coupons. The next one is 20,300,000. It's going to take a while. And that's where I make my nuclear pasta, which is one of the final products for phase 4. Doesn't make them very often. I'm only running it at 100%. Get half one a minute. I'd like to see a half of one. But anyway. Kafoomf. Look at the size of my head. I got a fat head like Atheros. Now I've got to go and check on my nuclear power station because it's been doing funny things lately. So we'll just check the power at the moment. That's the power up there. I'm only running at 100% here. If all my machines were running, they'd only be running there. So I'm above that with my nuclear. But when my nuclear shuts down, it's hovering around what I'm actually using. But I do have, over there's a little building next to that orange one there. That's got 5,000 megawatts of batteries in it. That's just external storage, that with a station underneath it. My nuclear power station's over the back. It's only about 20 gigawatts. And then there's waste processing there in that red and grey building. So I'll just go over and make sure everything's okay, because the other day I found some sulfur in the uranium freight platform. I don't know how that got there. So we'll just take the tube and go over there. I load it up with iodine infused filters so I won't die. I'm wearing a hazmat suit, gas mask, and this is the inside of the external storage. Everything comes in by train here, goes upstairs, and is sorted and stored and so forth, you know, the usual. And then we go out the back way to the nuclear power station. There's only 6 reactors, that's all I need. There's a baby bean down there. And uranium waste processing. I have no uranium waste, it all gets processed. Okay, so a lot of stuff, some of the stuff's made on the dock here. That's actually over the water. Encased beams come from the main factory. Uranium comes from the train from the uranium mine. Sulfur comes from the sulfur mine. And the electromagnetic control rods come from the main factory. They'll come in by different trains. And I make sulfur on the, I make sulfuric acid on the dock here. Yeah, well, all my uranium waste, and you can see it there. That's just from 4 reactors. That's fully processed into plutonium. These things, plutonium cells, and those plutonium cells come down here into this manufacturer, and it makes my plutonium rods. And those plutonium rods go upstairs. This is uranium rod making here. And that fat head. And plutoniums come up here, and I've got two plutonium reactors, and I've got 4 uranium reactors. So I've got 6 running at around about 3,500 megawatts each. That's a bit over 20 gigawatts, 20 gigawatts. And the waste goes down there somewhere here. All the waste goes down there and gets processed. So I don't have any uranium waste, but I do get plutonium waste, which goes down here. It goes downstairs. But before I do that, I had 10 rods last time I was here. Now I've got 17. Up to 142%. I'm working on evening these out too, so I don't accumulate rods, because if I accumulate too many, it'll stop the reactor running. It's already on 141, no, 142. Yeah, that's what most people do, because then you've got no worries. However, maybe you don't know this, but in the space where you store those yellow things, when you store those in, say, a large industrial storage, you store it in one bin, and you can only store one of those, which is 100 uranium wastes. But the plutonium waste, in the same space, you can put 500. Did you know that? So if you're going to store waste at all, it's better to store plutonium waste, because you get 500 in the same space that you fit 100 uranium. Now I've got 30 fuel rods. This is going to be a lot of... I'll go up to 152, 3,800. Maybe I'll just do 2. What's that? Yeah. If you sink them, you don't get the benefit of burning them and getting the 3,500 megawatts. But if you don't need the power, I just did it for the fun of building it. I had 21 rods in these when I was here last, and now I've got 27. Cool. Now I've got 27. Are you going to come out of there? One way to reduce the rods, we're back to 20 odd. Don't want to leave them in your bag. Nothing else. We should go back with something in there and wonder why I'm being irradiated when I'm back at the factory. I've only got 137 filters. Look how fast I'm going through the filters. 136. But I do have spares. See, I keep some spares in because I've died here a few times. I've gone the wrong way. So, if I go back downstairs, where the water extractors are, where does my plutonium waste go, you say? Well, here it is here. Comes down here to the waterfall. Now look how little waste you get. You saw all those yellow canisters coming out of those 4 uranium reactors. But look how little, that's from 2. Not a lot. And they're 5 times denser. There's 500 in each of those rather than 100. So below the waterfall here, I have a little facility where I'm storing all the plutonium. And they're all going to the end one, of course. And that's downstairs, under the waterfall. And this is where they end up. End of the line is right here, and you can see it's full. See how there's 500 in each one, not 100? Now this has been running now for 4 months, and I filled 1, 2, 3, almost filled 4 in 4 months. So that's 1 a month. So with all these empty things to go, it's going to be a while. And if I need to, I can build another floor below this, or to put the floor hole in. And as you can see, I've got room there to build another level down there. And of course, I can always build out over the void. Plenty of room out there. And I can also go out sideways as well. So, I'm not worried about plutonium waste. So there's an option. Have fun building a plutonium waste repository, or burn the plutonium rods under the map. Yeah, well, then there you go. The void under the map is pretty big. You know, people build 1,000 reactors and have millions of waste and all that sort of stuff, and that's all fun. I just built 6, and that'll do me. Me and my fat head. Now, as far as waste processing is concerned, here comes the uranium waste. Into here. And my facility is only as big as I need it. You can imagine if you had 1,000 reactors, or 100. There's a hatchet that spawns under that glass, and these bugs get out through the wall somehow, so I've got to kill it every time it arrives. So I've got a blender here, makes the non-fissile out of the uranium waste, because you've got to add it to silica, nitric acid and sulfuric acid. That's brought in by train. Oh, really? So you build it all, and then the last thing you do is you bring in the uranium to run it. Diamond builds, yep. Everything from us, yep, yep. Oh. I built the basic one on the dock in the bay there, and then expanded it using the iodine filters and the hazmat suit. That's okay. I've automated the filter making, so I'll never run out. Oh, excuse me. I'm trying to get this one now. My nose is itching. Okay, so we've got silica, plenty of that. Trains brought that in. Nitric acid, 23 out of 24. These are wrong, by the way. That's showing half, but it's not 23 out of 24. That's all right. Sometimes a product doesn't show up for whatever reason. Another train brings concrete, and another train, I think it's the same train, brings the steel beams for the rest of the processing. So that looks fine at the moment. Now the non-fissile comes up here, combined with the, when it comes up there. When it comes up, cuter non-fissile, oh there it is. That comes in here, it's combined with the more uranium waste, and we make the plutonium pellets. Yeah, turn on the uranium mine at last, yeah, of course. Well, my uranium mine is away, so I bring it in by train. So I've got a station up there and a train that brings in, but I never go near it. It's just got one job, to come down, drop off the uranium and go back. So we get lots and lots of these things, and we combine that with the concrete to make our encased plutonium cells, and then those cells go down to the manufacturer. Oh, I had to have trains as soon as I could get them, because, you know, I'm a frustrated train driver. Now, why have I got so many of these? That's full. Uh-oh, that's full. This is not good. These are building up. Oh. Why are they building up? Because I'm turning up the I'm slowly turning up the uranium reactors. They're producing more waste, and the more waste I get, I process it into this, and this is building up. So I've got to get rid of this faster. The only way I can get rid of that faster is to run this faster, which will give me more plutonium cells. But well, that's all right, because I'm winding up the other ones, aren't I? The plutoniums I've wound out by another 1 or 2%. So let's get this up to what, 76. So we'll see if that stops these from building up. Because any part of this process, if it fills up, it stops. So, if I make too many of these, this splitter will send them to overflow up there. And so, because I don't want too many of these on the dock. And I've got storage up here for any of the overflow. There's a bit there that's been like that for ages. Everything's looking cool. No bugs in the factory. But I do have to watch those pellets. These guys. Yeah. Well, they don't seem to be building up now because they're not coming through there. Oh, they're coming through, but yeah, see, we're getting a bit of overflow. Anyway, I'm processing them fast now. We'll see how that goes. I'm down to 93 filters. So that's my nuclear power station out over the bay. And with some of the materials processed on the dock itself. And there's a sink there if I get into trouble. I think you can sink uranium ore. I think that's acceptable, and I can do that here because I've got a splitter, which I can just turn that on, and the uranium will go to this storage unit and then into the sink. So if I get into trouble, I could just sink all the uranium. Got a train, I hear. Delivering sulfur. Good luck to you. That sulfur train goes to other places, delivering sulfur to different places and picking up different things. Like, for instance, black powder is made in the sulfur factory, and that train takes it over to the sulfuric factory, where the train from the plastic and rubber making factory in the east also makes the smokeless powder for the ammunition. So the sulfur train takes it down there, and then nitrogen gas picks it up, takes it up to the east, processes it, and the plastic and rubber train brings it back. It's quite a complicated process. If you want to have a look around here a bit, upstairs, it's just heaps of industrial units stacked too high on both levels, and another level up higher. You can see there's computers there. Programmable splitter. 3 products coming in at the moment. They're split off into different places. You know, some people split them on the way out. I split them on the way in. It makes much difference. And this was my first view of my factory from high up. Before I built that thing there, as an excuse to put an elevator in it. But I thought it'd be nice to be able to come over here of an evening and just look at the waterfalls. I've been over there. See, I put a floodlight up there. There's actually power going over there. No, it's okay. It's pretty basic. Pretty basic. There's the battery banks down there. There's a factory that makes reinforced iron plate there. Factory over there makes nitric acid. Factory there makes sulfuric acid. And currently I've built a remote crystal oscillator factory, and I've built a remote AI factory, and I've just finished a remote motor factory, which, now that everything's working here, I'm going to go up and make sure that's working okay. Take a bit of a train ride. Like me and my fat head up there. This is my Explorer train. It sits here, waits patiently for me to take it somewhere. We'll go to the motor factory. I'm at bottom station, going to Grufftukia Motor. Time we get there, it'll be daytime. Because my factory's in the grasslands, and if you want to look on the map, we're down here. And this is the grasslands down here, where the main factory is. And we're going to go up to here, to where the motor factory is. You can see the nitrogen gas trains going up to this node up here. And over here I make crystal oscillators. So I'm starting to use more and more of the world. It's where I make plastic and rubber here, that the oil train brings down. There's a nitrogen train there, and nitrogen gas. Where the tractor is, the AI factory. No, sorry, that's the AI factory there, where that tractor is. There it is. Quartz there, bauxite there, uranium there, sulfur there. Extra plastic over there. That all works, thanks for that. You can feed Panda with avocados. You can treat him for 100 avocados. I'm going to say somebody doesn't do it for me, but he's doing it now. Where's the nitrogen gas train is just starting to come back, but I turn off here at this one here, come across there and down there. Using a single one railway, I have passing lanes, and at this intersection is a triple passing lane. I think single lane train is much more fun. Had so many pranks, so many train accidents. It's great. Trying to sort out the mess. Love it. When you don't get your signalling right, or even when you got your signalling right, sometimes it goes awry. We just finished building the last row of horses into a central factory. Limestone, yeah, heartful, conveyors, balanced. Yep. Sounds good. Excellent. A lot of satisfaction in that. Here's a motor factory. This is a live line now because the train comes down here to pick up the motors. So I shall just move my train. Get Explorer out of the way. while I check everything out. I still haven't finished here. I don't have a roof on that building over there. But we'll start the main, where we assemble the motors. The stators come in from the copper factory, and the rotors come in from the iron factory. And as you can see, something's gone wrong. Oh, here they come. I'm not producing enough rotors at the moment by the look of it. 3 wide stack of industrial storage containers, yeah. 1 trio for each different item in the game, basically. Yeah, you end up with just accumulating stuff. That's why I put in that intermediary level there between 7 and 6 to start sinking some of the stuff I've got too much of. Because the factory just shuts down, the machines stop working. And I'm not getting enough not getting enough. I mean, I've only put 4 assemblers together here. I've got more room. I've got a rock garden, and I've got a fountain in my factory. How's that? Keeps the air nice and warm and moist. And another one over here, but I didn't realise this was on a different level. It's a bit weird. But anyway, you get the picture. It's an aesthetic geyser. Looks only. So I could put more of these in, but as you can see, I'm not getting enough rotors to really worry too much. And of course, all these motors I'm making are in addition to the ones I was making in the factory. So I pulled the other day I pulled out the assembler that was making motors in the main factory, and now I just rely on this now for motors. So I've got plenty of stators and not so many rotors, so I've used my lift again. Sorry, it gets upset when I say lifts. My elevator. And I need 3 products to make motors. I need up there, I need a coal node, so I used an elevator to get up and down there. That's fun. So I've got a coal node there, and over here, which you can't see it, without the roof, there's a bottom floor, and there's a copper node in there, and a miner, of course. And over here, in this building over here, on the bottom floor, is a iron miner. So that one there makes the stator. This factory makes the rotors, and that factory also makes the steel pipe that this needs to finish off the stators. That's how it works. You can see them going in there. That's the steel pipes going in and the stators coming out. We'll go over there. I've skipped the iron factory for the time being because there's a hatchet bin. A bit of a nuisance in there. And no roof yet, but here you can see I'm making the wire, which is the final product to be combined with this the steel pipes to make the stators. And they've piled up on the belt now all the way back here because I'm not getting enough rotors, and downstairs is where the miner is. It's only a Mark 1. Only running at 100%. That's fine. It's making more motors than I could possibly ever use anyway. Well, that's fed upstairs and combined up there. Bounties. Oh, I know what I've got to get. I think I'm out of homing ammo. No, I got some, did I? Oh, I did. I got some. These bees are easier to kill if they're in here with homing ammo. I would have heard them by now if they're here. Anyway, the mine is here. And everything I need upstairs to put it all together. Now, why aren't I making enough? I'm making enough steel pipes to go to the other factory, but why aren't I making enough? What am I running out of? Oh, screws. Of course. Always short of screws. Need more screws. They're coming up from downstairs. Screws come in from the left and the iron rods come in from the right. I'm not using a manifold system here, I'm using a system of double splitter. Screws come in, they're split into two. One half goes into this one, then it's split into three, and the other half goes into that one, and it's split into three, so they all get a sixth each. With a manifold system, your first splitter gets half, and then the rest get the other half, and then you split that and they get a quarter, and then they get an eighth, and it's all over the place. In the manifold system, well, in this one, they all get the same amount, and I do the same from the other end. Split into two, that one and that one, and then they're split into three. And I pointed to the same one twice because there's one under the other. One's on top of the other. One there and one there. Screws on the bottom, rods on the top. So I've got plenty of rods, it's just the screws I need. Oh yeah, I've got manifold systems everywhere, but I just thought I'd try this. See how it goes, it seems to be okay. I think the end result's the same. And I'm running the same system on this one here. No, I think that's a manifold, that one. Yeah, see, that's a manifold. 3 merged, then 3 out. Whereas these ones, these 3 are fed directly from below here for the other product that I need. I think it's the coal comes at this level, the iron ore comes in from the bottom. It is the coal. It's a manifold. Yeah, it just depends what you want to do. Now, screws. We need more screws. This is a manifold, as you can see. And I can see this side's got plenty of rods. And this side, why is that purple? I started putting lights in. didn't finish. And this one here is a bit shy on rods. I wonder why that is. Running at 150. 150. They're all running at 150. So I've got plenty of iron ingots. So these guys are, and there's 6 of them. 3 are doing rods and 3 are doing screws. So it's these 3. This one here. Oh, it's already running at 250%. They can't get any more screws out of these. They're going as fast as they can. Are they running out of rods? Oh yeah, they're slowly running. They're running out of rods. Well, that's easy fixed. That one is running out of rods. That's got plenty. That's got plenty. I don't wonder why that... And that's got... Why is that just that one? No, it's 2, isn't it? It's that one and that one. It's weird. Now I'm up in the light fitting. It's the trouble having light fitting. So why is this... So we'll rev that up to 200%. And I've already done this one to 200%. And this one. I'm just sort of a trial and error type of guy. And those 3 don't need extra because there's plenty. So I just... Why are those 3 got plenty? Now, I'm using a distribution system here, not a manifold. You can see over here, this one here under the catwalk is splitting in 2. It's coming down to this one, down to that one, and then those 2 split into 3. So that's totally even, as you can see, they're all full on the belt. So why are these 3 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, so, and 100%. So they should be running identically, which appears they are, iron ingots. So it's these guys. This one here, 200. That's the one I just wound up. I still don't understand why I need those 3 running at 200 and those 3 over there only running at 150. They should be the same. Do not understand. 100 ingots and 200 iron rods. $100, 200. Just don't know why I had to put more into these guys. Only got 15. got 19 now. It's got 14. This one's got 200. That one's got 200. And that one's got 200. Ah, is that because the belts are full? The belts are... can't get them fast enough? Is that what it is? The belt's is running as fast as it can, and those ones are piling up. Is that what the problem is? But see, these ones, the belt's not filling up, but these three, the belts have filled up. Everything's even now, except these three. I've had to wind the iron rods up to 200%, where those three over there are only 150. And they're still not making screws. Well, they can't make screws any faster. They should be getting more rods now to be able to produce more screws. See, 24, it's slowly building up. 25. 26, see, slowly building up. It's 26, so maybe they'll catch up. At that rate, I guess they will. What if I got enough to make Mark 5s? I've only got 200 aluminium on me. This is a manifold output. Maybe this section here was clogging it up because they're all Mark 4s, and that was a Mark 4 as well. And that's Mark 5 now, so I'll go upstairs. It could be just that the belts were clogged. In this one little bit here. See, once I get to this first one, it's split in half. You can't see because it's underneath that one. So that's Mark. Why is that Mark 4? And yet I updated it to Mark 5. That's Mark 4. It doesn't think that part of the lift is Mark 5. It is now. Mark 5, Mark 5. So that short bit from the ground up to here, to the first split, was slowing it down maybe. Because after that first split, you've got half going into that one there, and the other half coming down here, and going into the bottom of that one. So that doesn't need to be Mark 5 because it's you're only getting half to the capacity. Those rods aren't going anywhere, are they? Look, they're just sitting there. Oh, they're moving now. So these screws are building up. You need 50. Now I'm getting 64. 66. Yep. We're reaching capacity. Almost there. It's over 50 now. And that's over. Okay. So that was the belt slowing it down. We don't need to speed these belts up. There's not much travelling on them at any great rate. Just the screws. And no bugs, that's good. Plenty of rods now. So how's that affected descent? No problem? We've reduced the flow down here. See, it comes out of here and it's split into two. Half go that way, half go this way. That splits it into three. And that one splits into three there for going upstairs. And these two split into two. This is all for making the steel. Sorry, those three there are making for the steel pipe, and these four are making the iron rods. But we are reaching critical mass here for the miner. Have I boosted this? It's only a Mark 1. Yeah, it's flat out. So it looks as though I'm going to have to go to Mark 2. Because eventually now, because I've got the screws speeding up, this is going to diminish. You can see now it's dropping back already. It's almost to the two splitters. Okay, so I've got to go to Mark 2. And I need a couple of miners for that, portable miners. And I know exactly where to find them. I've got one. Well, I'll just have to make one. Oh, I need two, don't I? Portable miners, I can make 15. I didn't check to see if we're getting our stators any faster. Sorry, our rotors, did I? Where do they sit on the belt? Still not getting enough to show any significant clogging like these ones. But we should be getting more motors, because we're not waiting any longer. We've got 3, we really need 4. See, now it's waiting. So we've still not got enough to feed these 4. I had a doggo up here, but he seems to have disappeared. Taking a while to get started again. I don't know if I need that to be... I'd put all the power shards back into my inventory. So what are we making now? 240 per minute at 100%. Can't remember what we were making before. But it doesn't seem to be as much, does it? So what's a Mark 1 at 250%? Normal is 60 per minute. So at 250%, that's 120. That's 180. Is that right? So now I'm making 120. But that's saying 240. Something's not updated. Something's wrong. It says Mark 2. 240 a minute. Well, it's keeping them all going. They're all green. We'll put up 360. Just to be safe. See, each of these want 30. That's 90 twice is 180. They want 180 at on that line, 180 on that line, and I don't know how many on this line. To go upstairs. These ones, there's 4 of them want 30. So that's 120. So that's 400, isn't it? It's 400 already. 180, 120. No, it's 300, sorry. That's 300. Not counting these ones. So yeah, I do have to do more. 360. What does this give me? 480. So I'm at 300. And there's 3 of these at 40. It's another 120. 300, 420. And we're at 480. Okay. That should solve the problem. Hang on, that's running at 150. Oh, that's 150 as well. Oh, they're the 3 at 150. Autosave saves the day. Yeah, that's clogged on the belt, and yet this one isn't. And this one isn't. And this one isn't. I think these ones are going to drop behind now. Because they were filled up on this, like that one, before I started fiddling, and now they're not. That one is. This one's shorter. It was they're staggered, so take up the space. $200 is compared to 185. It's not going backwards, is it? Staying 184, 185. Not going to 86 or 83. Oh, I saw 83 there for a second. Yep, it's slowly dropping. Okay, that's because these are at 150. All right, they're all at 200 now. That should fix that problem. If you call it a problem. So we put in a Mark II, we've revved him up, it's 200%. See, our belts are filling up now. As they were before. That means there's more going this way, and they should fill up. So they're producing steel pipes, so I don't have to worry about that. It's a tiny baby bean. Where's my doggo? Uh-oh. There's trouble. Haha, we're dead. Homing ammo. Come on, let me out another bug. Hook 2. Sort of like skeet shooting, you know. Pull. I'm gonna run out of ammo in a second, and then I'll bite me. Enough of this frivolity and mirth. Where's my doggo? He was up here when I found him. All my doggos, they just disappear. Out of all the doggos I've found, I think I've got one somewhere. And I've fenced him in. Can't remember where that was. Caterfly said they're really big at the moment due to April Fool's Day, and they're easy to see. Well, I can't see anything. It's just not here. What are we going to do with this? We've got a rock wall at the back. There was a hatcher up here a while ago. Seems to have disappeared. Is that limestone? So I can put in another assembler if I need it. Another constructor maybe, put another constructor there if I have to. I can build a wall out all the way up to there if I had the desire. we didn't plan on that, did we? That one. Oops. If anyone sees a giant doggo, let me know. Oh, there he is. He's standing in the water. He won't tread on me, will he? Hey, I'm here. Yes, come over here. oh, you're a bit big, aren't you? Stinky. Stinky by name, stinky by nature. What have you got for me? Sulphur. Well done. Give you a pat for that. I don't want you to come back to the factory with me, Stinky. You're too big. You wouldn't fit through the door. Well, there you go. Found him. You're not following me, are you? Oh, no. Go back and play in the water. Go and play in the water. And don't chew up my power cables. I see you doing that on Catafly's feed. Look like a giant prawn. What am I doing? Number 1. There we go. This goes to show you how imaginative I am. Look at the skill. Look at the mastery of design. You got a box, put a lid on it. What did I say? Number 2. No, number 1. I've forgotten the numbers even. They're the shortcuts. So I wasn't imagining it. I did befriend a dog out here. And I had him on the boardwalk, so to speak, but he seemed to have jumped off. I hope he didn't stay big like that. I'm going to do a pointy roof on this one. A pointy roof. What do I want? 1. It's about as good as it gets, kids. Now, what am I going to do at this end? Just drive it into the brickwork. Now, isn't that amazing? Not. What you doing, doggo? Giant monster. Did you find me anything else? Oh, you did. You found me some iron ore. Well, it's very generous of you. I've got nowhere to put it. You gave me sulfur before. Now you're giving me iron ore. How's that? You happy? And even with a tail. Alright, so we've got our roof, such as it is. Yeah. Look at that masterpiece. Ugh. The Taj Mahal. Yuck. What's going on up there? What happened here? Did I miss a bit? I thought I did it all. There you go, lucky I checked. Don't want the bees getting in. There we go. I think that's all of it. Trouble is you can't put the ceiling like fluoros on because they won't fit on this thing. So I'll have to do what I did at the other place. The doggo out there. Doesn't get very far, does he? What did I do? I missed one. I missed one. No, it's no, that's not right. I wasn't doing it by roof, I was doing it by window. Put one there, miss the window, put it there. In the middle of the window. Why won't it go in the middle of the window? Goes there, alright. Miss a window, put in a window. Come on, move. Yeah, okay. Missed that window, put it in this one. Why is it that one goes in the middle and the others didn't? That's weird. See, that goes in the middle between the struts, or whatever you like to call them. Yeah. They won't mount on a rock. But these ones wouldn't go in the middle. Is that because I started it not in the middle? Is that the story? Me no understand. Oh yeah, so there it goes. It goes in now. I don't know why, you've just got to do everything twice. That's a minimum. I don't think that one will go any further. Now I put in a lighting switch here. No, no, I don't want to do that. If I miss one, I could just about get one there, couldn't I? No? Oh. Yeah, they won't go on the roof, they go on the walls. And I can't see the wall piece because there isn't one. No, 4 on that side and 3 on that side. Or is it 2? No, it's 3. That will have to do. Is it night time? No, it is 2. What can I do about this hole that I'm not using? Can I get rid of that? Nah. No, I won't go there. Not on a wall, huh? Why didn't it go? Just so happened that sort of lined up as there. Otherwise I would have put a single hole in. Black. Ah. Really want it grey, don't we? This one. Still white. Oh, I killed it. Oh, stop it. It's too wide. Anyway. Changing it to grade didn't seem to do anything. Now, you notice that we don't have stators clogged up on the belt any longer. So we must be making motors faster. Where'd the doggo go? He's trapped in this little area here, he can't get out. Or has he disappeared? Maybe he got through there. Oh, he's over there, facing the wall. There you are. Nothing for me? Stinky? You got limestone. Well done. Well, don't fall in the water. Can't get through there. What a joke. There you go, there's my little motor factory. My giant doggo over there somewhere. Copper iron motors. The Rocky Desert. That's where we are. The Rocky Desert. And there's my coal miner. It's only a Mark 1. That's all they need. I think 120 parts per minute. And this, my friends, over the back here, is Crater Lakes. We're at the back end of Crater Lakes. Show you on the map. There you go, up, see? There's a crater lake there, and a crater lake there, and a crater lake there, and a crater lake there. We're all over the place. This is the Rocky Desert. The Titan Forest is up here. The Dune Desert's over here. I put in a railway line that went right up past here and I split it, and one way came down here, followed the coast, and another way I was playing with last time I was here, and I'm just tootling along, going here, there, and everywhere, and guess where I ended up? Over here. I must have come around there, along there, without even knowing it. I've almost reached the crystal. It was lost later factory. Anyway, that's Crater Lakes. It's all coal up if I need it. Why run when you can ride? Oh, that was spiny. Okay, so my buildings have got roofs on them now. So all's happy in the world of motors. Didn't notice the motor train come and pick anything up while I was here. As you can see, everything's functional. Nothing abuses your mentality. Now, how are we doing for product now? Look at that. The rotors are starting to pile up. Piled up on that one, haven't piled up on this one. That one services the two down the end, and this one here services these two. We've only got 3. Only got 2. We've got 100. Why have we got 100 in there? And that's 50's full. Hangabout. Oh, look at this. This one's got no... there's no belt in there. I wonder it's got 100. As long as it's got... can't speak. That's why it has 100 in there. There they go. That one's connected. That one's connected. Missed that one somehow. Dragging me. You've braided me. There you go. Oh, look, it's working. My hand waved hello. I finally got Streamlabs working. Sometimes I surprise myself with my ingenuity. Well, thank you for that, Dragon. I shall take good care of your people. Boo. Thanks, Dragon, for the raid. I'll take care of your people for you. Hopefully. They won't all just disappear. But we're just finishing off the motor factory in the Rocky Desert for all the newcomers. And I'm just watching the motor's going to the station and wondering why my screen is frozen. I thought it was autosave, but hello. As soon as you came in, my screen froze. What have you done, Dragon? Did you do that? The moment you showed up, my screen froze. Damn. I think I've hit an anomaly in the game. This is my Motor Factory, and over on the left-hand side you can see there's a fountain I put in, and a rock garden in the corner over in the top right. And the rest is empty because I thought I was going to be needing more machinery. But my biggest problem is why is my screen frozen? Did I press the magic freeze the movement? Because you can see the things on the belt moving. Dear oh dear. Even escape doesn't work. Alright, well, I'll have to try something else. You must get horizontal, like the dragon needs to be horizontal. Much too late. You're right, it is getting late. I may only be here for another hour anyway. I'm always having a great time, and I just wish that sometimes I was finishing and you were still playing, so my people could come and visit you. That is my greatest desire. But alas, by the time I finish, there'll be 4. Hey, 4's all right. But we've got, what, 16 little watchers at the moment, and I'm very grateful for their watching. But it's not helping my screen because it's frozen. Did I lean on something? Nothing seems to work. Is my keyboard frozen? Where does my keyboard plug in? Oh, up there. Oh, let me have a look. Is my dongle overheating? It's frozen up my... It's quite warm. Oh, what happened there? Better go. You know that Windows sound? The caps lock light comes on, so it's connected. You know what it means? This means, don't you? This means, how do I do a Control-Alt-Delete, folks? How do I invoke the task manager without pressing Control-Alt-Delete? It doesn't come up in the start menu. I don't want to shut the whole computer down. It's not hot. I got 2 fans on it. Besides the ones in it. Now something's gone wrong with the program. And I'm stuck here in mid-air. Sometimes, let's see. Not there. Sometimes it's on my third screen, which is not really a third screen. It's really the web presenter. No. Is that bringing that up? Yeah, it is, isn't it? You can see the system tray. Well, what's this? Oh. Is the music still going? Yeah, still going. I can hear me talking. So everything's working but this window. Let's see if I can... it doesn't help, that's the wrong window anyway. Can I click this one? No. This is a dilemma. I can't do a Control-Alt-Delete. Can you see my pointer? Yeah, there's my pointer. You can see that. Can you? Oh yeah, you can see it there. Going around. Yeah, there it goes. Now if I bring it down to my screen, where I am, now it's not coming down. I've lost my mouse pointer now. Totally disappeared. We're getting worse and worse here, folks. Oh, there it is. It's up there. Sorry, folks, but I have to invoke the TM. Did that fix it? Oh, my pointer's back. Nope. Let's try that again. So where did it go? I opened the task manager and it disappeared. So where is it? Is that it? Task manager, there it is. Ah, now I've got it. Satisfactory. Sorry folks, I had to kill it. But you can play with Panda while I'm restarting the game by feeding him avocados. And he'll play little games with you while I get Satisfactory going again. Oh, he disappeared. When I put the graphic up, he disappears. Oh. You can watch me reboot the game. I don't care. You can give him a drink of water. If you scroll down, it says hydrate Pando for 200 if you've got 200 avocados. And he'll amuse you with his drinking from a cup. But the best one, whoa, he's on fire. What did we feed him? The best one is down in the bottom of the window when he turns into trash raccoon. I was going to say trash panda, but it's Pando. And look, there he goes. He's rummaging around in the rubbish. Bottom up in the rubbish bin. Now you can do all that just by clicking on the avocados, bottom right, if you have some. It's not expensive. Or you could give me a hydrate. It's supposed to work. Okay, why are we here? Oh, is that because of the last save? Well, I hope everything's okay. I think I was just watching at this point. Oh, does that mean my roof's gone? Oh no! Because I killed it, my roof on my copper factory has died, and my lights, and all my lights. Yep, look at that. Oh no. I put a roof on that. It's all gone. Did you see my my doggo? There he is. I'm over here. Here I am. I'm not going to jump in the water. I'll get washed away. Look how fast it's going. Yeah, come over here. Hey, doggo. Look at the size of him. Hasn't he grown? He's got sulfur for me again. He's got giant fleas too. Bloody stinky. What have you been eating? Look at you. You need to go to the dentist, I think. Whoa. Now I'm inside his tummy. I'm underneath him. He's pretty big. It's these plants he's been eating. There you are. Good old Stinky. I gotta put the roof back on. Well, it was a simple roof anyway. Simple roof, simple like me. Well, I've still got the shortcuts, so, oh no I haven't. I need a shortcut for a roof piece, which is the 4 outer roof to go on here. That it? No, that's not right. Is that right? What's that? Huh? Oh, I see. That's number 2. Oh, I put it in number 1. I need the 4-meter roof to put in number 2. There we go. Oh. Not default. Sue. I'll quickly rebuild this roof because it shouldn't take long. Right up to the wall. Right up to the stonework. And the corner, so I shall cut 1. Is this the same roof I put on before? It was awfully black. That one. That one. That one. Won't be long. I'll have this done in a jiffy. I'll have to put the lights back in. Oh well. I've had practice now. I know exactly where it's all got to go. Believe it or not, it does rain in this desert. Number 1. How's that for a quick and dirty roof? Now what I did is I put some lights in, and you can't put ceiling lights in because it doesn't have a ceiling. So I just threw some wall-mounted floodlights on, and I just put it there. Missed one window, put up it on the next one. Come on. There. Click it again. Missed one. There. And I just squeezed one in here. Get it down. And I put one in here. And another one here. And another one here. Oh, I didn't finish that one. Another one here. Then, I already have the lighting switch in. I put that in when I put the power in. However, just need a wall outlet there, one there, and one below that light. That should do it. No, that happened the last time too. There. And we go from there to there. There, to there, there, to there, there, to there, there, to there, there, to there. Should have gone the other way, but anyway. There to there. Quick and dirty. That's what I like. No mucking about. And there's your lights. And we'll come back here, and we'll change it to yellow, run down about 20%, turn it on, yellow, 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 and turn the night light on. It should be off. Yes, last time we did that it was dark, and they stayed on. Now the other thing I did after that was filled up this hole here, because they're like holes in the wall. Bugs can get in. So what I did do was that, and then I selected that, and I selected a colour which was sort of grey to match the, but it was sort of yellowy sort of colour. That doesn't seem to want to change it. What about this one? What's that orange represent? There's two colours there. You sort of need it a bit yellowy. What does that do? Oh, I see. One must be text. I never thought of that. So that must be text. So we want this the same. We can save that. Oh no, forget it. We'll just match it as best we can. 55 should be here. 55. This should be 0.3 as it is, and this should be 0.48. Okay. Let's select that color. And we make it matte, strength 1. Comes up white. Yep, that's what the last one did. I don't know, I don't understand that. It says it's that color, but it's not. Is that just text? No, nothing. Text is the same color as the background, so go figure. Yeah, so I got a light on the wall. How's that? Because I can't get it any dimmer. Don't want to spend time on it. Saw it all before. Well, most of you saw it all before. Where's my train that's supposed to come and take the motors back to the factory? Oh, he must have been. Look, there's only 43 motors there. He must have been and gone. He must have been and gone. Been and gone. Can't speak. Throat's getting a bit dry. No one's reminding me to hydrate. Now, one of these is not working properly. This is where I assemble the motors, if you didn't know. And the reason is one of these belts is missing. And all the motors shoot out of that. As to why that wasn't doing anything. Now I've got 4 greens. I've got lots of rotors and lots of stators now. Although I'm hoping that, I hope I'd finished making the alterations I had to do in the iron factory, like Mark 3 or Mark 2 on the miner. I'll have to go and check. And my fountain, my natural fountain. Let's go and check the miner. Take the shortcut. Oh. What is it? Mark 2. Oh, good. Now, I didn't do any alterations down here that much, did I? But I'll just check. I did update the belt here because it was, now it's Mark 5, that's all right. That's where it comes up. And is that Mark 5 there? Why is that not reading? Am I not close enough? conveyor lift Mark 5, belt Mark 5, okay. And then I went downstairs and made that little bit Mark 5 as well. Oh, go down, down, down. No, down, 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 down. It's getting dark. I haven't finished putting lights in here. Maybe I did that another day. Now that's Mark 5, Mark 5, Mark 5. That's all right. That was the hold up because these are all Mark 4 and it's just that bit there. It wasn't fast enough for them to empty the belts. And I'm hoping that all the machines have got the right amount of overclocking. Not even miss one. That's right. That should be 150, yes. That's uh-oh, hang on, what's this? That's 200. That's 150. Didn't I make them all 200? Hang on, that's 150 as well. That's 200. That's 200. I've missed one, haven't I? This one. No, this one. See, lucky I checked. That's lights, please. That's 150. That's 200. I ended up making them all 200 to the back here. That's already done. Where's my light? Can't see in the smoke. 200, 200, okay. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. This one over here. Did I do that one? Yes. All right. And did I? Yeah, that's running at 200, 480. That's correct. And we've got belt saturated here, which is good. I could probably throttle that back a bit, but what does it matter? Got rods. These will probably catch up now that they're all 200. There's no bugs here. Hatcher hasn't rehatched under the building. All's good in the world. Ah! Oh! If that had come down on me, I would have been next to dead. My health would have been on the last square blinking red. Because it's happened. How many are here? Oh, a few. I've still got a portable miner. Get rid of that. I want to cart that around. Oh, green. Put that in there. Also, I wanted to leave some more concrete, and I had a bunch of these I wanted to drop off. Been carting these around for days. Oops. They were meant to be up here, but I forgot to leave them. That can go. I'll keep the rest. Okay, well, we'll head back to the factory. Take the train. Watch your head. Light is green. Turn on self-driving. While we're doing that, I'll take a quick bio break. Well, we're well on our way home. Did we meet any oncoming trains? Or is it still running? No, it's passing trains. Pass this spot now in manual because you then have to watch the lights, because this will get us into a busy area where one slip, one red light, if you go through it, you could end up in a massive train smash. Want me to show you? No. Disrupts their schedule too much. And I need my supplies to get to the nuclear power station. Labyrinth of track here. Hang on, why are you going that way? You're not supposed to go that way. See what happens when you... Nah. You went the wrong way. Okay, I was here. You went the wrong way. You're supposed to go that way. Crazy. Lucky I know the way. That could have been dangerous. Well, it would have been. It would have been disastrous. We go to the next one. It's a bit hard to see these lights. You can't. Slow down. They wouldn't have crashed there, but they would have held that train up, and then it would have held another one up, and then schedule would have got all messed up. Okay, we're here. Back at the factory. 7 stories of pure wonder and noise. And every time you go through a hypertube, your torch goes out, like it's daytime. Okay, we're back. It's where I live. Have I got anything I've got to process? Yeah, I've got some stinger protein to sort out, and a little bit of rubbish to get rid of. Throw it in the sink. This is the container that sends everything to the sink. Anything else? I used up a lot of filters earlier over at the nuclear power station, and I've got 150 coupons I want to stash. So I've got some temporary boxes here. Got 322, so throw those in that. And the protein goes in here. That clogging up a space. La-di-da-di-da, da-da-da-da. Have to go down and the storage level and get some more iodine filters. I like to carry 3 bins of those, 150. I should have dropped some of that quick wire off, but anyway. At least I've got a few empties now that I can use when I need to move stuff around. So basically it's just the iodine infused, so we'll go down to this level 6, which is storage. It's where everything comes up to, eventually ends up here. Grab one of those, that's 141. 150. That's pretty much all I need. Oh, could probably use some steel beams. Steel beams, I said. A couple of those. Might as well have 400 as $3.99. Okay. I don't know if I need to carry these 3 things. I've got them on the train. Oh, that's what I didn't check. I'm currently sending motors to the sink, so let's go and check our motor situation. Still full. These are all overflow, so these end products like nearly a pasta, send them to the sink, you get lots of tickets. That's all filled up. I'll just steal a few of those. Oh, there's a sink here. I have numerous points that go to the same sink. These nuclear pasta get you lots of points. Well, folks, it's time for me to say goodbye, because in 3/4 an hour or so I'll be streaming World of Tanks with my platoon buddies. So until tomorrow, when I will stream this factory again at the same time, I'll bid you farewell, and I'll see if I can find someone to raid. Hopefully someone who speaks English and is playing Satisfactory. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? And there's no one on my friends list. Oh, this is hard, because you end up with a whole bunch of people going to somewhere that don't speak the language. Well, there are people playing, but because I've never seen them before, I don't know what they're doing. Rotbrun's Furt, I don't think that's English. Third Coast Senpai. It might be Asian. Don't know if you want to see that. Call Me QB. Let's see if we can see what he's got to say for himself. So I can see the preview, but I can't see
Well,
it.
it's 60 already there.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
He's speaking
okay.
English. How's that? He's only got 2 viewers, so
Didn't take that long after all.
I'll bid you all farewell, and thanks for staying after you were brought here in a raid, and I'll send you to another place. Hopefully is suitable to watch. Bye for now, and enjoy the rest of your day.